Khabib retired from the UFC after snatching the title from former champion Justin Gaethje, former UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov with a stunning return welterweight title bout between Leon Edwards and Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 300. Coach Javier Mendez and Khabib seem to be practicing together, and Mendez shares his thoughts on grappling after the practice.
Thinking, number one thing you want to have is dominant grappling in order to be successful in MMA. If you do not have dominant grappling, I don't really think your chances are going to be that great. Not saying it's not possible, I'm just saying they're not that great. So you decide. You want to be a great fighter? You want to be a champion? What time should we spend more on what? Grappling or stand-up? It's obviously grappling.
According to former UFC star Chael Sonnen, there are rumors that Nurmagomedov will face Britt Edwards. Sonnen said on his YouTube channel, Coach Javier Mendez, owner and leader of the American Kickboxing Academy, came out in an interview and said that Khabib is back training with me. He said, Khabib always goes to practice, but he only trains with me when he's getting ready for a fight, and that is all I know. There is a reason that Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad did not get made. It was expected and it was planned. Something became available. This is nothing more than a rumor, but it's a rumor that came from Coach Mendez, who's training Nurmagomedov, who says, I don't train him unless it's for a fight. It's fascinating. Former UFC welterweight Ben Askren, however, believes Belal Muhammad has a very solid chance against Edwards.
Well, the first one we didn't get to see all that much of, right?
Yeah.
It was the eye poke. Yeah, I mean, Belal has done a good job getting pressure on people and getting takedowns, for sure, right? And Leon has gotten taken down by Marty. Colby ended up getting some at the end of the fight. So, you know, if Belal would be able to put the pressure on and not take too much damage, I think he would probably be able to get at least a few takedowns, so that he's going to be able to land effective enough striking to get the win. I think it's a really very competitive fight.
Leon Edwards recently took to X and took a jab at Belal Muhammad, who many believe will be Edwards' next opponent. Leon Edwards wrote, "Lol Belal, calm down, son. You're the least intimidating person in the organization. I already told UFC I don't mind. I'll fight you next. That's easy work. You just have to figure out why they hate you so much." Muhammad Belal took note of the tweet and responded in kind. He wrote on X, "If I'm least intimidating, why are you intimidated? You should be jumping at this fight if I'm easy work. You and your coach know I'll work you, son, unanimous, every round." In fact, Sean Brady believes Muhammad is deserving of the opportunity to become UFC welterweight champion, with all indicators pointing to a meeting with Leon Edwards in the near future. He stated, "Belal's good. I know I can beat Belal, but I'm happy for him. He went on, he beat Gilbert Burns. He's going to fight for the belt next. They haven't announced it, but there's nobody else. He deserves it. He's beaten the most guys in the top 10. He deserves it. I think he has a good chance of doing really well," Brady said about Muhammad facing Edwards. "It's there for him. He deserves it, and he should get it, and I'm happy for him. I don't know why he gets so much hate. He's not a bad dude. He trains hard. He gets a lot of hate, but I'm happy for him. That's going to be a good fight." During the UFC 296 post-fight press conference, Edwards had this to say about Muhammad potentially being next. "They are definitely other options. I don't feel like Belal Muhammad should be next. I've done it before. Won 10 fights in a row and didn't get a title shot. So what makes him different or more privileged? Colby, Covington, has already skipped the line already, so let's see who's next." Islam Makhachev has previously voiced his interest in moving up to welterweight and fighting the winner of Edwards versus Covington. Following the UFC 296, he had this to say.
Leon have to be next. Yeah? And also this fight is bullshit, man. We have to change the champion.
Michael Bisping has weighed in on the possibility of Islam Makhachev versus Leon Edwards becoming a reality. According to Bisping, the matchup will not become a reality anytime soon.
Listen, they're not going to fight one another. Simple as that. The lightweight division is the most stacked, okay? And Leon Edwards has other people to defend against as well. Belal Muhammad's losing his mind. He's losing his mind. He's getting forgot about on the broadcast by DC.
Coach Javier Mendez shared that the sparring session took place way back in 2015. But it was enough to make him believe that a fight between the two current UFC champions could prove to be a good matchup. He stated, "Leon came to us in 2015. That was the very first person Islam got to spar. I didn't tell Islam anything. I didn't tell Leon anything. They just sparred. That's kind of where you know they could fight with each other, because they spared one time, so they know what they can do with each other. They know the power is there from both sides. Islam has tested himself against bigger guys, so Islam knows that's just a good match for him. and Leon is becoming a great champion. Lately, it seems like everybody on the roster is calling for champ status, but UFC analyst and retired fighter Alan Jouban argues that those matchups are no longer being earned and it needs to stop. All these guys now want to go double champ. They want to fight up. They want to fight in a new division too soon. You haven't cleaned out the top 5, much less the entire division. I think you know where I'm hunting. Everyone keeps saying that so soon. Islam has not cleaned out his division, nor has Leon Edwards cleaned out his division. Even that conversation being thrown around to me is ludicrous, because neither guy has done what they need to do yet to earn that matchup. I wish that talk would go away. Henry Cejudo believes that Makhachev would give Rocky a much better fight than Chaos did at UFC 296. According to Cejudo, Makhachev has both the confidence and the skills to perform well at 170 pounds. He stated, Makhachev is a different wrestler. Islam is going to expose Edwards because he does fight everybody the same. What I thought Colby was going to do, Islam can do it better. Nobody could put Makhachev's wrestling skills to the test during his time as champion. It may just be his greatest asset, but that would happen if Rocky doesn't strike him down first. Dana White swats down the idea of Islam Makhachev moving to 170 pounds to challenge Leon Edwards.
I know you said that Colby would be next for Leon, but I'm wondering if you saw that Islam Makhachev said that he would like to fight Leon in Abu Dhabi. I just wondered what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah, Colby's next. Yeah, Colby's next.
The intention is for Edwards, who fights out of England, to defend his title against Belal Muhammad at UFC 300, according to Ariel Helwani. He wrote on X, as he mentioned yesterday, the plan is for Leon Edwards to defend his title at UFC 300. As of now, the opponent slated to face him would be Belal Muhammad. Shavkat Rakhmonov definitely was in the mix too. Belal Muhammad will head across the world ahead of his potential UFC title fight versus Leon Edwards and hopes to pick the brains of one of the all-time greats. He stated, I'm planning for sure to go to Dagestan and train with those guys, like you said, to get a new look, to get different feels. Those guys don't let you take any days off or any easy rounds. That's always perfect for me. Last time I trained with those guys, we got a dominant finish, and I plan to do the same thing. In a post on social media, head coach Javier Mendez reacted to the reports of Khabib fighting Leon at UFC 300, and he stated, I'm just letting you guys know that, stop all this nonsense regarding Khabib coming back and me and him training. There's been no such thing happening. We're not discussing training. We never have. Khabib is still devoted to what he said. He's devoting his time to his family. He's not working people's corners. He's not going to ever fight. To my knowledge, it's never been spoken about. And to my knowledge, he's been here the past few days. He just left yesterday from Dubai. And nothing has ever been discussed about fighting. No training, no nothing. We trained together actually, but we're doing cardio. We weren't doing any kind of kickboxing, any kind of MMA training whatsoever. So, stop the clickbait. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.